Hey guys, I apologize, but I have to be out today for a meeting, and we cannot fall behind in our notes and our classes because we got to keep moving ahead. So we're gonna keep going, and I'm gonna explain a little to you here, and if you have questions, come and ask me. Um, so really, what we've been looking at for the past couple weeks is we've been looking at our ability as people to recognize God by using our natural reason. All right, we look at the world and we see, we have evidence, we can find evidence for the existence of a necessary being that has existed before the universe and was itself not created. All right, and then we looked at the order that we see in the world, all the scientific uh, theories that have shown how complicated and how ordered the world still is, and how unique and intentional the world is. So we come to recognize, using our own ability to think, we come to recognize that the world needed some being to exist to bring it into existence before the universe existed, and that being had to be powerful and intelligent. But that's all that we can understand. And Thomas Aquinas, in his Five Ways, said, and this is what we call God at the most basic level. It doesn't mean we know Jesus Christ this way. It doesn't mean we know the Trinitarian God this way. But we know at a very basic level this, that there must be something before the existence of the universe. And we know some qualities about what that is. And Thomas Aquinas says, and in the most basic level, this is what we start with. This is our understanding of God from the beginning, just using our own reason. And that was all called natural revelation. Now we're going to take a step forward because God wants to be in relationship with us. You know, we look at that first those first two chapters of Genesis, and we see before sin, before Adam and Eve sinned, we did have that relationship with God. We had that personal, intimate relationship with God, but we lost that through sin. And this is what God is trying to restore. So it's not enough. He isn't satisfied with us just recognizing his existence. He's not satisfied. When we look throughout history and we see the Aztecs and the Mayas and those in Hawaii and all these different civilizations that didn't even contact one another, but they worshipped God in some way. They had altars. They offered sacrifices. They looked to the Creator. But God wasn't satisfied in just that. He wanted a personal relationship. And so what he did was the next step, divine revelation. Not what we are able to understand just with our own reasoning, what we've got to before, but now God's going to reveal things that we would not have been capable of understanding without him revealing them to us. And this is, we're talking about Old Testament prophets, God sending people with messages to speak to the people, to speak to humanity, the Israelites, trying to reveal to them who he is. Think of Moses, think of Abraham, think of David, all these guys that God had a unique relationship with, and they had the responsibility to reveal it to others. And then ultimately, the perfect revelation of God the Father is Jesus Christ, the only Son of God the Father, who took on our human nature, entered into creation to reveal the Father's love for us. All right, so these next notes are going to be all about this. We've had natural revelation up to now, Thomas Aquinas, 5 Ways to Know God, and the other ways to know God. Now we're stepping into divine revelation, God revealing himself to us, stuff that we would never be able to understand without him revealing it. We would never get this far. We wouldn't have this deep understanding of God because it's just too far beyond our ability. He's outside the universe. We can't study him. We can't look at him. So yeah, take these notes down, and I'll explain little by little as we go. But yeah, start taking a look at this. Thanks, guys.